Hi everyone, this is Perspective, brainstorming and currently working on the 24th chapter of Best Kept Secret. Uh, 24th, it's only now that I'm documenting things. It's because the current chapter is complicated compared to the earlier chapters. The earlier chapters are easy. For those who haven't read Best Kept Secret, it's about twice Jihyo and her situation on her dating news. Why am I writing about that? As I've said on my other web accounts, as a fan, I don't have a say on their personal lives. As long as they're happy, I'm happy. But that's the thing. Days after, weeks after, and months after release, she's not happy. So the more of my hunches are, it seems, are correct, the more I have to continue this work. Uh, it's my way of empathizing her. She has already stated in her recent fan messages that she's been experiencing anxieties. Uh, she actually detailed when she had it so difficult for her, and one of the events she cited was the Mnet Asian Music Awards, or the MAMA Awards, which is that's what's happening on the current chapter. I have to think of the situation of the girls behind the camera under those conditions. Not to mention that it's also simultaneous with uh, Kang Daniel's Hiatus. On the same day, his agency has stated that he's taking a break due to experiencing depression and anxieties that have gotten severe recently. So I have to put my shoes, or their shoes, in mine and think how they would think in that situation, in that condition, in that environment. Uh, so I'm currently watching the footages of Mnet Asian Music Awards 2019. I've been rewatching it actually for many times now. That's probably a coincidence where Gio kind of avoided the camera. I would like to think that's a coincidence and not entirely assume that she kind of feeling uncomfortable about it. Well, if I were to follow her fan messages, maybe she's actually feeling uncomfortable of the cameras during that time. Can you imagine in that condition? It's so cold, and in that mini dresses, they still have to smile, wave, and be adorable. In the first speech, Gio is still here, and John Myon is making the speech. I saw this actually trend on Twitter, or people are talking about it on Twitter, that it seems she's kind of drunk. Gio can still actually smile in here a bit. In the next frame, she's not here anymore. Actually, after these frames, she's not here anymore. The following speeches, she's not here anymore. I'd like to point out that instead of Sana, it's actually Momo who's delivering Japanese speeches. And then there's Nayan who's also delivering speech. I guess since Gia is not there, the Unis are spearheading the speeches right now. And then there's Jonghyun who's maybe that's why people are telling she's kind of drunk, because this is when she lost her speech. She kind of forgot the next lines. But what I think is she's just really nervous uh, considering that her friend Gio is not feeling well. Mina is not there, so 9 minus 2. There's just 7 of them in the stage, and they have to be okay even if they're not okay. uh, I think this situation is chaotic, and they're just trying to laugh it off. There's Nayeon who got the burden of the speech out of Jonghyun, who forgot her lines. It's very uni of her actually. This is where she has executed more of the uni responsibility, especially since the leader is not there. So it's the uni's time to be responsible. And Nayon is still passing the microphone to Momo, even if Momo is at the other end of the line. She's actually closer to Sana, but she passed it to Momo. So I really think that Sana isn't supposed to make speeches for this day, especially since Gio is not feeling well. So I think Sana is the one who's running back and forth to check up on Gio. So it's Nayon leading the mood of the speech now, and then passing it to Cheong, who's actually the brave kid. So I she won't have problems with delivering speeches. And then this Sana was just holding the trophy instead of actually speaking. If I may say, uh, in speeches, Sana, if she's on her usual bright self, she will just borrow the microphone and talk, you know. She would just say, "Hi, Mina. We won award." But now she's not doing that. Uh, the overall feeling of this Mama Awards for Twice, the way I see it, is kind of eerie, considering that Gio has detailed what she felt that day. Which is, by the way, asked by a fan, quote unquote fan. If I'm in that position of that fan, knowing what I know, since I have actually watched over twice during that span of period, uh, I wouldn't dare ask Gio that, ask why she's not or she's missing on the some of the moments of the Mama Awards, which is simultaneous to the situation of Kang Daniel uh, breaking down mentally. Because people are assuming that Gio is probably calling, calling on Kang Daniel, asking how he's doing. But since her fan message, it's clear that she's not doing any of that. So actually, after these speeches, Gio joined them in the performances, the Feel Special fancy performance. Imagine that she has to join them even though she's not feeling well. Uh, Maybe she took in medicine. That's why when she got back, she was able to join the rest of the show with them. Maybe the worries are only in the beginning of the show, since that's when perhaps the anxieties about the public opinion is consuming her. Gio is being consumed by the public opinions. Uh, I remember when Daniel trended because of his situation. People are also linking, of course, since people think that they're actually dating. Uh, their names, Gio and Daniel, have become inseparable. So when Daniel suffered that situation, people also talk is also talking about Gio. Uh, they're saying that uh, she's probably so worried about him. Daniel needs her now. I think that's where the burden of the anxiety is coming from. The noise of the public opinion is getting to her head. Gio is being consumed of what the world is thinking about her, or how the people is looking at her, considering that her quote unquote boyfriend is undergoing such situation. But of course, she doesn't have any clue of what she's gonna do about it, because she doesn't have anything to do with him. They don't even communicate with each other. That's according to their messages. That's what I found out. That's how I see their messages. I will still have to organize these thoughts, since this is just brainstorming. Things are everywhere. Uh, I will have to organize this into a comprehensible story and make sense for the next chapter. Thank you for listening, and see you next time. Oh, uh, you can actually comment what you think as well. I like comments better than likes and subscribes. But if you want to like and subscribe, go ahead. I'm more excited of the comments that you're gonna leave and have a little discussion about this.